during these team fights.
Too much damage.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash.
But man, we are here.
YZ.
Yeah, we are here. The first game, Team Meta taking on Team First Blood as we start up into the opening seconds, and we're already seeing a little bit of harassment from the side of Team First Blood going into the jungle onto Meta.
Yep, there's the check by Joybodge, showing us a different facet of his play style. Quick Hellkirk ult. The best impression that we can come up with. As we figure this out, we are going to try to get back into the game. I have to talk about that Yu Zhong, right, on Annie. Last week, he made quick runs with the Masha, but this time around, it's more team fights. Instead of playing the map, it's more team fights. Quick battle up top.
Yeah, Destiny actually might be in a little bit of trouble. We do see the flicker going on to him as Prophecy is going to be able to pick up that kill, and we have a very early First Blood by First Blood.
That's what we call the right-click Faramis. Prophecy spent his flicker to get that first blood. Oh, it's so characteristic of them. Meta, suffering deaths left and right. Wow!
Yeah, and just this early aggression by Team First Blood, they are not letting up. They are not willing to give Meta any type of breathing room to formulate that synergy that we've been seeing from them in these last 2 weeks. They just want to keep on putting onto this pressure onto them.
So earlier on in the draft, we were like, yeah, no, Meta has a great early to mid spike, but how is that Balmond gonna find a moment to get those deadly counters in, those lethal counters that steal objectives when he's missing 2 or 3 allies? So now big skirmish in mid.
Yeah, right now, but we do see that the rest of Meta is able to join Hal, give him a little bit of assistance and a little bit of suppressive abilities here to kind of get First Blood to back off, but it does put them in a really good position for this turtle, which it doesn't really look like Meta's actually going to be able to do anything with. Luffy is going to be getting caught here as Mikasa comes down with real-world manipulation, and the turtle does actually go over to Meta, and Six getting the kill onto Kid now, too, so they swung that around right back.
Oh, wow. Mikasa says, hold my Void Crystal. Because Prophecy, yes, had the first 30 seconds in, but Mikasa, as soon as that real-world manipulation dropped, it got very, very real. That's what we're missing, I think, in this whole dynamic. The fact that the Eve changes the game just as much as the Faramis and the SS. I think we got blindsided. I have to admit, I personally got blindsided. Big Faramis fanboy here. But Mikasa's Eve is a game changer. As it is, these Eves own the map so much. We've seen this in the likes of the other teams still in the top 4. All these teams in the top 4 of NACT are so good at the Eve. So this might be something to watch out for.
Yeah, it's just, especially with just how much of the map it covers for fights to be able to kind of hone in. We do see a little bit of a stalling here right now as we're going to see Howl coming in onto Kid. Prophecy's going to go ahead and join the fight here. It is a 4-on-3. We do see the real world manipulation with Cold Alter followed by that, but is it going to be enough to save the people? They're still not able to get away. Joybodge goes down, and Prophecy is on the run as well as Kid follows up, and Prophecy gets taken down 2. That is 3 kills unanswered by Team Meta.
And just like that, they popped. Nothing. Again, it changes the dynamic. Prophecy just doesn't have the items yet, and Gina here is in trouble. Blazing do it. It sucks with more than 1 target in there. But wait, the pit lead!
Yeah, we do see the Fatal Links coming in there. Howl in a little bit of trouble. Destiny is able to eke away with the assistance of Six there. So they are still in this game, still able to answer back and still able to capitalize on those mistakes of Meta.
All right, I just noticed. Am I right to assume that this is not? Yeah. So Team First Blood is playing with a different mid laner. Meta has a different gold laner. We're expecting Sirius here, but instead we have Destiny.
Yes, and they did use Destiny earlier on in the rounds. They was probably what they opened up with the first and second rounds. They were using Destiny in place of Sirius. So they are. So we do have both of these teams are having do have different gold laners right now. So probably on a little bit of an even kilt here as we're moving into this next. What looks like it might maybe a little bit of an engagement here. Oh, we do see Joybot coming. It does land that fatal links, but we do see the Purifies there. Follow tackled now by that Cult Altar, but we're seeing it's not enough right now at this stage in the game. They are still getting taken down. We do see a lethal counter. Gina in a little bit of trouble here, is able to dash away, but I think this might be all she wrote for Gina as he is trapped between 4 members and a tower in a bad way.
I'm loving this. Again, for both teams, we're far from calling it quits. But, folks, let me tell y'all why I just chuckled a bit. Did you see how Annie on the usual was like, all right, you know what, never mind. He went for a detour, and I was like, I don't need to join this team fight. Check this out again. The Cult Altar popped so soon. I was about to talk about this point earlier on. There's just not enough scaling on Prophecy just yet. That's what needs to happen for this mid lane Paramis. You need to scale to make that ult the more useful, but right now at 5 minutes, it's just not there. And oh, lordy Lou, Joy Podge gets in with a Fatal Link that is more than fatal. He timed out the Purifies. That's what made that last team fight so good for Meta, but now Team First Blood finds a window.
Yeah, they find a window and they are pushing in on these mid towers, and man, it's just a great turnaround here. Not out of the woods yet is Meta. They had a little bit of an opening, but just the littlest bit of a mistake by them, lingering a little bit too long through mid. That's what all First Blood needed to be able to capitalize it, and swung the gold lead back into their favor. But now we have a turtle up, and wondering if both teams are actually going to be looking for this. We have, I want to say, First Blood a little bit out of position right now. Yeah, and honestly, you're not going to be able to come late to a Belmont. We do see Joybosh coming in there. That turtle does get picked up. Real world manipulation coming down onto Joybosh. Cult Altar has been activated, and it does put them out of that real world manipulation. So a great set there by First Blood, but they are still trying to disengage here. We do see that blazing duet going on to the rest of Team Meta here. Anna in a little bit of trouble is going to go ahead and disengage there, and the only Mikasa taken down in that fight.
And Mikasa has been setting the pace, calling the shots for the past 2 or 3 team fights. Now he's the first to fall. Oh no, Howl is gonna suffer a death. Traded out for with Kid. Destiny puts out the Gambit. So here's an interesting point to consider. Cult Altar, now we see how it kind of has the same effect as, I don't know, it plays the same as that Blessing of the Moon Goddess and Rafaela's Holy Healing. It helps you get out of the real world manipulation. So talking about that, Prophecy showing us that he's learning on the fly. And I think that's what you need with a player like Prophecy that is just coming into the NACT once more. Again, folks, for those watching, TFB fielded Hunter in the past weeks of the tournament. And now that it's Prophecy coming in, again, with broken heroes such as Faramis, they might actually give Annie here a run for their money.
Yeah, we see that Fatal Link's coming in there. Annie is going to go ahead and try to get away there as Prophecy coming up from the bottom, and they are, Meta, going to be able to save this top tower, but right now, oh, was he able to steal that, Kid? I believe so. He stole that purple buff from Meta.
Yeah. In their face, with all respect, Kid. Wow, it's like taking candy from a kid, but it's the other way around. But anyways, a very, very small difference. Again, earlier we saw how Meta swung out. Again, kills ahead of them. We're approaching almost 2 or 3 kills per minute in this 9-minute game. And with that being said, man, at least it shows that the meta can change. Very teamfight specific and very teamfight centric. Look at this in the jungle.
Oh man, we do activate a little bit of an early Cult Altar there. We do see Luffy coming in there, and now the real world manipulation coming down as Annie swooping in on that Black Dragon is able to take down Prophecy. Luffy in a little bit of trouble here is against 5 members of Team Meta here. Gina trying to provide a little bit of support, comes in with that blazing duet. Is he going to be able to pick up some kills? Mikasa goes down right now, and what we thought was a 2v5, they said you need more men, Meta. As right now Gina is disengaging with the help and support of Prophecy and Luffy.
They'd be like, send dudes. I'm in a fight right now. Send dudes. And the swing back. They're not that private.
And you do see Prophecy is able to take down 6. Howl follows next. Annie's in a bad way here. Does not have that Black Dragon anymore. Is trying to distract them, but they are able to pick up the Lord. So this might be part of their plan. This might not be, First Blood was able to pick up the Lord. So, I mean, a worthy distraction for First Blood, even though they did lose somebody there.
Oh, save for that Uranus game last week from Luffy. This is possibly the best I've seen this player from Team First Blood. That Esmeralda swing back, that clomp from about 2 minutes earlier in that team fight really bought Team First Blood this Lord. I mean, mind you, it is a level 1 Lord, but it still does buy them quite a bit of the map. And that's not even to mention that Team First Blood owned the map for so long already. They play the map all day and
now we do see another Fatal Links coming in there with the Cult Altar activated on top of the Blazing Duet. Annie coming in with that Black Dragon is trying to get some worth out of that. Does go down there, but does pick up the kill onto Luffy as we do have this non-Luminous Lord crashing into tower. So they are getting a maximum amount of profit out of this Lord right now as they are going into tower. This could be it for them. They have it at half health, 10%. This is game. First game going over to First Blood.
Ring the bell. First Blood draws. First Blood private. I did not see that coming. Did not